raycop.com. You can check out a whole lot more too. Let's talk about the name RAYCOP Lite. This is the handheld UV allergen vacuum and fabric sanitizer. It uses UV light to eliminate, and I'm going to call it 99.9% of the nasty. Because when it comes to pulsating to loosen, we'll talk about what, and when it comes to suction to remove the debris that it may have found, this is that all-in-one machine. This is the 36209, and this is the name rather, that has sold out multiple times here at QVC, because do you know what this does? This goes across your fabric surfaces, the ones that you can't get into the washing machine. So your mattresses, your upholstered chairs, your fabric surfaces that are too big, this handles the cleaning of those. It's V36209 again. It is on 4 easy payments of $37.50. Our friend Kylie is here, and she is going to be chatting with us. But first, she put together a video for us that we're going to take a look at first. Let's take a look at that.
Everyone, welcome to my living room. I've got my pups here, and we're going to show you how you're going to use the RAYCOP Lite in your own home. Remember, the RAYCOP Lite is a unique cleaning device that's not only going to vacuum those hard to launder fabric surfaces in our home, it's going to sanitize them as well. So what this machine is doing right now is actually vibrating and pulsating. That's loosening up the embedded dirt that we have inside of these fabrics. It's got dual filtration and a very specific calibrated suction, which allows us to glide along things like blankets in areas that might be harder for our traditional vacuum to reach. When you see that blue light, you have that peace of mind of knowing that it's sanitizing those surfaces as well. So with 5 seconds of exposure to that UV light, the RAYCOP Lite is actually able to kill 99.9% of staph, E. coli, and influenza A. It's perfect for pillows, things with embellishments that are hard to launder, that we're putting our head on at night or laying with our family on the couches. I love taking it to toys. It could be the dog toys, it could be the kids' toys. Now you have a way of not only vacuuming them, but sanitizing them as well. When you're cleaning with the RAYCOP Lite, just keep it flat, glide it along the surface 2 to 3 times will do a great job, and you're going to have a great effective clean with the RAYCOP Lite on all of those hard to launder fabric surfaces in your home.
Oh, that's our friend Kylie Watts, who is another one of our friends who is a home improvement expert and a pet rescuer extraordinaire. She's joining us by phone. Hello, Kylie. How are you?
Hey, Mary. I'm awesome. How are you?
Oh, doing so well. I'm using the RAYCOP. I have to say, super, super lightweight. I've never used it before. And this is such an easy way to get these surfaces clean. But how does this work? So, Kylie, what's happening in here?
So, very good question. So this is really unlike any other cleaning device you probably have in your home, because not only is it vacuuming, it's sanitizing those hard to launder fabric surfaces as well. So the technology that's inside of this is actually a patented RayClean technology. So it's combining a pulsating pad, so that's vibrating at a very high speed, that's loosening up, you know, the dust mites, the dirt, the dander, the pollen, the things that are embedded in those fabric surfaces. And then it has a very specific calibrated suction. So that's what's going to allow you to go over things that if you tried to use your traditional vacuum in would damage, or it would suck them right up inside. It has dual filtration, so it's going to capture particulate down to 0.3 microns in size. So again, pet dander, pollen, you smoke, things like that. And then it also has that UV light. And that UV light is super important, Mary, because with 5 seconds of exposure to that UV light, you're able to kill 99.9% of staph, E. coli, and influenza A. So it truly is an incredible cleaning device for those areas that are super hard to clean, but we spend so much time on.
Wait a minute. May I ask you, please, can you say that again? 99.9% of what again?
Staph, E. coli, and influenza A with just 5 seconds of exposure to that UV light. So how you're using it right there, Mary, is perfect. Kind of treat it like an iron. Now, it's not conducting heat, but you want to glide it like you would an iron. So take your time, you pass it over, you keep it flat, and when you see that blue light illuminating on the top, you have that peace of mind of knowing that not only are you cleaning, you are sanitizing those surfaces. So even things like our pillows, where we're laying our heads down at night, you know, after a long, hard day, you don't throw them in the washer every single day. But you can use the RAYCOP Lite every single day on those surfaces. And not only are you sanitizing, but you're also targeting very common allergens like the dust mite, for instance. And that UV light, this is so gross, actually alters the DNA of the unhatched egg of the dust mite as well. So it reduces the hatch rate of that very common allergen.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so we're looking at a RAYCOP with an aquarium of beads. What are we seeing here?
So that's how effectively it cleans. So what's happening is it was pulsating right there. So that's loosening up the grip that the dust mites have on those surfaces. And then coupled with that suction that's super powerful, but very specifically calibrated, it lifts all of that dirt up. So what I do personally, Mayor, is use this right after I use my traditional vacuum, because this is not going to replace your traditional vacuum. It's going to take it a whole nother level of clean. And, you know, a few months ago, we weren't so worried about this level of clean now. And now we want to do everything possible in our homes to not just clean, but sanitize those areas.
Well, and we saw the mattress, which I think is the first place that we go, because mattresses have a tendency to be around for a little while. We have them for many years. But what about the fabric surfaces in the home? I mean, now is the time. We're home. We're spending more time than ever in the home. And so many of our surfaces are getting a whole lot more traffic than they're used to. That's why this has sold out multiple times. This is why it is so hard for us to keep the RAYCOP in stock. And right now, it's the RAYCOP Lite on a sale price. It's on 4 easy payments of $37.50. It's on free shipping and handling. And this is that UV technology, Kylie, that I don't know about everyone, but you know what? Let's talk about the UV technology itself, because I've actually read a lot about it online. I've been learning a lot about it. We are watching a video that helps us take a look, but Kylie, can you explain what it is that we're looking at?
Absolutely. So typically in the studio, we bring in this box and it's about 12 inches full of a polyfill. So when you turn that UV light on, it's not just topically cleaning. You can see that light is actually penetrating almost a foot down into that fabric. So that could be your comforters, that could be your pillows. It's not just topically cleaning, it's sanitizing deep down and killing 99.9% of staph, E. coli, and influenza A. And that's why this is such a unique cleaning device, because it's doing things that no other cleaning device we have in our home can do. And you think about it, you know, our couches, our upholstered dining room chairs, our drapes, they all capture particulates, a lot of them being common allergens. And how do we clean them? We can't just throw our couch inside the washing machine, but every day we sit on it and our family sits on it. This is a way to not only clean, but sanitize those surfaces.
Well, and I look at this too and I think, okay, this is a lovely, like, it looks almost hand looped, but maybe your embroidered pillows, maybe the pillows that have been outside. Kylie, question for you, what about the car? Could I use it in the car seat?
Now, you totally could if you had upholstered seats. And actually, I would encourage you to do that, because that's another area that we're spending our time. Now, the reason why you wouldn't use it on leather is because leather is not upholstered. That's a solid surface. So with leather, you would wipe that clean. But what happens with upholstered surfaces is they're intertwined, and that's where the dust mites go. They burrow inside. That's where all the dander from the pet lives. And it's really hard to get it out. But because of the unique cleaning inside of this, that pulsating pad, that dual filtration, that calibrated suction, and that UV light, you're able to clean those surfaces much more effectively than really with any other device.
Well, and you know what I'm thinking of too? I mean, we're using it in the mattress. What about the feather topper? Could I use it over that?
Definitely.
Okay.
Any hard to launder fabric surface you can use this on, with the exception of leather. With that, you could totally use it on that. In fact, I would encourage you to use it on that, because one of the things that it really is great at getting is the dust mite. So the dust mite, just in case you don't know, is actually a little translucent cousin of the spider, and they're microscopic. And we all have them, no matter how clean we are. And it's not like 100 or 200, it's hundreds of thousands of them, and they're a very common allergen. So they're like little invisible roommates that none of us really want to have, right? So not only does it help to get them out, right? So gross. But it also is their droppings. It's their unhatched eggs. All of the gross stuff that when you think about it, or if you could see it, would make your skin crawl, because it's so gross. This was designed to target that.
This is where the filter is located on the machine, correct?
Yes, that's the dust box filter. So that's the bigger filter. That one is washable and reusable. And we encourage you to wash that out after every time you use the RAYCOP, especially if you see big particulates in it. That's what's going to capture the big things. And then there is a HEPA filter underneath the unit. That's what's capturing particulates down to 0.3 microns in size. So your pet dander, your pollen, your dust, the dust mite, their eggs. And that filter is actually replaceable. So you do need to replace that. The machine will let you know. And typically they last around a year to a year and a half, depending upon the usage and how many pets and, that kind of stuff in your home.
I think about the handmade quilts that my mother has made for me, and I want to keep them as pristine as possible, but I'm not stuffing those into the washing machine, so this would be such a great way to get them clean. And tell us one more time as we wrap up on the RAYCOP Lite. Kills 99.9% of what again?
Staph, E. coli, and influenza A with just 5 seconds of exposure to the UV light built inside.
Amazing. Sold out multiple times. It's available now. It's on free shipping and handling. And on those 4 easy payments of $37.50. Kylie, my friend, miss you. It's so good to work with you today.
Thank you, Mary. I miss you so much, too. Sending you a big virtual hug.
Oh, me too. Okay, bye for now. You know what? Let's talk about those towels that I was talking about earlier. It's a set of